The day my husband was exposed in a Los Angeles courtroom, with his mistress sitting 3 rows behind him and our stolen money frozen on a giant screen, was the day he realized I was never weak, I was patient. My name is Angela Green. What matters is what I survived. I was a wife, a mother, and a woman who believed loyalty was sacred. We lived in Los Angeles, in a house that looked perfect from the outside: white walls, trimmed hedges, and a quiet street where neighbors waved but never really knew you. I worked from home, handling finances for our small real estate investments, while my husband, Mark, ran what he proudly called our empire. I trusted him completely. I signed papers without reading every line. I believed him when he said, "I'm doing this for us." At night, I lay beside him, listening to his breathing, thinking this was safe, thinking this was love. But safety built on lies always collapses. Started with a feeling, a heaviness in my chest, bank notifications disappearing, calls he'd take outside, a new cologne that didn't belong to me. I told myself I was imagining things. I was wrong. The first betrayal hit quietly. A bank statement arrived by mistake, sent to my email instead of his private one. Large transfers, numbers that didn't make sense. When I asked him, he smiled and said, "Business expenses. You wouldn't understand." That sentence burned. After he said that, something inside me shifted. I remember standing there, holding that bank statement, my hands trembling so badly, I had to sit down on the edge of the bed. I kept staring at the numbers, hoping they would rearrange themselves into something innocent. A mistake, a misunderstanding, anything that didn't mean my own husband was stealing from me. But the truth doesn't soften just because you beg it to. That night he came home late. I asked where he'd been, and he didn't even look at me when he answered. His voice was cold, impatient, like I was a problem he was tired of dealing with. I watched the man I loved turn into a stranger right in front of me, and it felt like mourning someone who was still alive. I started noticing things I had ignored for years. How he corrected me in front of others. How he rolled his eyes when I spoke about finances. How he slowly convinced me I wasn't smart enough to question him. That realization hurt more than the affair. Because it meant the betrayal didn't start with another woman. It started with disrespect. One afternoon, while cleaning out a drawer, I found documents folded too neatly to be trash. Property records. Legal language. My name is missing. I reread them again and again, my heart pounding louder with every line. This wasn't impulsive. This wasn't a mistake. This was planned. I collapsed onto the floor. Papers scattered around me like pieces of my life torn apart. I cried until my chest hurt. I cried because I felt stupid. I cried because I trusted him. I cried because I didn't know how to fight back. For a moment I considered walking away with nothing, just to escape the pain. But then I thought about every night I supported him, every sacrifice, every time I believed in us, when he already had one foot out the door. And that's when the tears stopped. Because I realized something terrifying and empowering at the same time. If he could plan to erase me so calmly, then I could plan to expose him just as carefully. And this time I wouldn't underestimate myself. Then came the second betrayal. I found a phone. A second phone. Hidden inside a box of old tax files. Messages popped up before I could stop myself from reading them. "I miss you." She has no idea. Once the property sells, we're free. There was a woman. Younger. Confidence. She called him baby. The third betrayal destroyed me completely. I discovered my name had been quietly removed from property deeds. Our biggest investment gone. My signature was forged. My access was cut off. I was being erased from my own life. I confronted him. He didn't deny it. He laughed. He told me I should be grateful he left me something. He said I was too emotional to handle money. He said no one would believe me anyway. That night, I locked myself in the bathroom and cried until my body shook. I almost gave up. I almost believed him. Almost. Pain can break you or sharpen you. I stopped crying. I started documenting. Every transfer. Every forged signature. Every message between him and his mistress. I contacted a financial forensic expert. Quietly. I met with a lawyer who listened without interrupting. And then something powerful happened. They underestimated me. Mark believed I was still broken. He believed I was scared. He believed silence meant surrender. So he kept talking. He kept spending. He kept lying. And I kept collecting evidence. I planned my revenge not with anger, but with precision. The confrontation didn't happen at home. It happened in public. In court. The courtroom was packed. My husband sat in a confident, expensive suit pressed, his mistress disguised as a business associate behind him. Then the screen turned on. Bank transfers. Property records. Messages. Dates. Amounts. The judge read my name aloud. Attached to assets Mark claimed were his alone. The mistress's face was drained of color. Mark's smile vanished. Accounts were frozen. Properties were returned. Fraud charges were filed. That moment, him standing exposed, silent, that was the thumbnail moment. That was justice breathing. He lost everything he tried to steal. His reputation. His freedom. His control. I walked out of that courtroom lighter. Not happy but free. I learned something powerful. Revenge doesn't need screaming. It needs timing. I didn't destroy him. His lies did. And I finally reclaimed my name.
Before you go, I just want to say thank you for spending your time with this story and being part of this journey. If this video moved you, taught you something, or made you feel less alone, please like the video and share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Revenge Uncut. We're working hard to reach our first 1,000 subscribers, and your support truly means everything to us. Every single subscription helps this channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you real, emotional, and powerful stories like this one. Most importantly, leave a comment below. Tell us what you felt, what stood out to you, or what this story meant to you. We genuinely read every single comment, and your words inspire us more than you know. Thank you for being here, thank you for your support, and thank you for being part of the Revenge Uncut family.